Hello everybody and welcome back to today's video of DIY investing. One of the most important bits of advice that I've ever been able to give to other people has always been an unbiased look at what I'm going to be personally doing when it comes to trading and investing in a market. For today's video, I figured that it would be the biggest help to you guys if I showed you guys my own personal trading plan with what I see with things moving forward. If at any point you enjoyed this video, do myself a favor and leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more updates in the future. If you like my analysis and want to check more of it out, there's an invitation link to my Discord server in the description below. Once you click the link, it'll automatically redirect you to my Discord server, and there you're going to be able to find all of my further analysis. With that being said, let's get right into the video for today. Alright guys, let's get right into business today. First off, we're going to be taking a look at the total market cap, give you guys an idea of what all these other altcoins are doing with the wake of Bitcoin's rejection at resistance. Market cap's currently sitting at about $129 billion, 24-hour volume sitting at about $38 billion, with BTC dominance at 52.2%. Now, what I want to mention out of all of this is the fact that Bitcoin dominance is going higher. So that's always a very bullish sign for altcoins specifically, because you generally don't find alt season happening until Bitcoin's at least 52% or at least a 50% dominance. So the fact that we're continue to get upticks in this BTC dominance is a good thing for the bulls and a good thing for you investors looking to accumulate. So with that being said, if we take a look at the 24-hour change throughout the cryptocurrency markets, it is looking as if they are getting beaten. With Bitcoin's massive rejection here, all of the altcoins are following suit. Anywhere from about 7% downwards to about 12 to 15% are the majority of these cryptocurrencies. So the market cap is taking a hit today and most likely for the next couple days. Now, with that being said, I wanted to go over and actually analyze Bitcoin and give you guys an update with what has been playing out since my last call. Now, one thing I want to keep in note is last week we were watching about right here to find out whether we were going to break out of this descending resistance indicated by the black trend line, and if so, where we were going to stop out and get rejected. Now, we actually did get that confirmational breakout of the descending resistance, so that's very good overall. We had a nice little bit of intake and volume come in at this time during the breakout, but still not very much volume at all. This is a very small amount of volume, which to me is not necessarily super bullish. If we look here, I mentioned last week how I said that if we are going to go and retest some of these higher resistance levels or some of these other targets I have drawn, that we need to clear the $4,000 to $4,100 resistance level, and we needed to actually get a confirmational bounce off support of that resistance. And in fact, we did manage to get a little bit of a stab out of there. However, with the rejection after my first take profit zone, we've actually fallen back within this resistance of this market structure that we have here. So the big thing for me watching this rejection is this is a very big bearish engulfing candlestick. Basically what happens is if you were buying at the very bottom of here, and you weren't careful enough with watching this basically wiped out half of your entire profits throughout the entire bull move up. So this to me is not a very bullish case. Anytime you have a big bearish engulfing candle that comes in like that, it doesn't usually spell bullish markets. And the fact that we've continued to paint lower lows and lower highs, the length of this bear market really isn't a lot telling us that we're going to continue to go up. So with that being said, last week I actually had drawn this, and I'm going to draw it for you guys. This was the A, B, C retrace, and now we're working on the C leg. A, B, C. Now, keep in mind, guys, every C leg has to have 5 impulse waves up, and that's exactly what we saw here. If I go through and analyze my waves, this one is a little bit of an interesting story where the 1 wave was actually bigger than the 5 wave, or what I should say is the 1 wave wasn't the smallest, which is generally what happens with Elliott wave theory. Now, because of this, the 5 wave was very short-lived because a lot more taking profit went on during the 5 comparing to a smaller 1 wave. Usually you see a 5 wave that's a little bit bigger or at least close to the same size. So with that being said, we actually have had 5 impulse waves up, which could complete the C leg. Now, what I am watching for is where we're actually going to retrace in this cycle. So let me remove this so we can clear up some space. We're going to actually need to see where we're retracing to in the smaller term perspective. So with this, we're finishing the A We may bounce a little bit higher into the B, and then I would expect down here at about the $3,600 level, 3650 to be the bottom of this retrace. Now, for the bulls, if this is a bullish case scenario, we're really going to need to see support hold of what used to be this descending resistance. Now, if we can't actually hold support above this and we break lower, obviously you guys know where I'm expecting from there. We'll see lower lows. Now, with that being said, if we can maintain a higher trajectory, then we're going to be watching for these 4 take profit zones to be hit. We still have 3 to go from here. And so that's what we're going to be watching in the time being. But with that being said, guys, I figured today's video, I would give you guys an update on kind of what I'm expecting, big picture. Giving you guys a full around update, a full market update so that you guys can make sure that you're prepared for what I foresee coming. Now, let's go back here and just take some time to analyze. So for about 40 weeks, almost a whole entire year, we sat here and consolidated, in this descending triangle. And then finally, we managed to break out of that, and we broke on the downside. Now, what I've been watching from this breakout of this descending triangle was whether or not we're actually going to get a retest of the neckline back up here. Now, with this breakout of this descending resistance of these lower lows right here, or this higher low that formed here, I wanted to see if we were actually going to be able to get enough momentum to tag some of these upper resistance levels, which thus far we have not, followed by a massive rejection at my first take profit zone. So with that being said, I'm leaning to more of a bearish case scenario. Now, if I draw some Elliott waves in here to show you guys my wave count, this is what it's looking like. We had the 1 wave here. The massive 3 wave was the breakout and the impulse that brought us through the support at 6K and down to about the $3,200 area. And now, right now, we're just consolidating into the 4. Whether we go up a little higher, whether we go, we're done right here and we go lower, we're just going to have to wait and see and really just watch what the market gives us. Now, with that being said, I've noticed, and if you guys are familiar with Twitter, you follow cryptocurrency analysts, one thing that a lot of people are calling for is the fact that they think that we're going to see sub 3K values in Bitcoin, except a majority of them are thinking anywhere from about 2,500 all the way down to 1,800, and there's even some very big doomsday analysts that are calling for about the 1K to $1,200 range. So I figured by making today's video, I would give you guys an update on what I am personally going to be doing with my own money. Keep in mind, this is not financial advice. This is just what I'm going to be doing in the short term and long term for Bitcoin. So based off of my Elliott wave count, we still have one more 5-wave impulse down before we actually complete this bear market. So with that being said, I've actually highlighted a key area that I'm watching, and that's actually the 3K area. With 3K being such a strong support zone, and the reason being is because we had this massive parabolic run, we topped out at 3K, we retraced, and then we came back up to retest about the 3K region, and then we actually got an impulsive break out of that. We rallied up to almost 5K, and then we retested that same 3K support, or what was resistance now became support. So what I want to see with a strong support zone, really to base my bids upon it, is the fact that if it acts as resistance and it reacts as support all in the same zone, then that's going to give you a lot better of an observation of whether the support's actually going to hold when prices come back down to retest that. So I have highlighted the 3K area because this is going to be a zone where I'm actually going to be looking to take some more buying positions. Now, with that being said, I'm watching to see how low this 5-wave impulse is going to go. It could stop at 3K, it could stop at 2,500, it could go all the way down to 1,000 if you're following that sort of trend. However, we're just going to have to watch and see. I find that the $1,000 to $1,200 range is going to be the least likely scenario. And in fact, I think that if we were going to go that low, we'd have one final 5-wave impulse that would take us somewhere to about the $2,000 to $2,500 range. We'd get a nice relief bounce, maybe up to about 4,000. And then we'd have to see one more low that would take us down that low. And that would be a very long bear market, which is possible. However, it's not my likely scenario. So what I'm going to stick with is what I see playing out before my eyes. And I'm actually going to go through here and label my targets for where I'm actually going to be setting my buy orders when and if it goes lower from here. So my first one's going to be set at 2,500. Some of you guys that have been following me for a while have actually known this, that I've been setting my bids here. So I've got, remember, keep in mind, I have some set at 3K. These are a little bit more smaller size. I'm not taking a bunch of my positions out right here. It's just a very nice area to target. So 3K, 2,500, 2,000, and then I have some set at about 1,800. Now, if we actually start going lower than this, I will do every single thing in my power to buy more Bitcoin as we go lower. But for the most part, these are going to be my targets that I'm sticking to because I just don't find it as likely that we will go that low. So with that being said, you guys know where my strategy is when it's actually going to take place to laddering into this dip that I foresee. So that leaves you guys with a little bit of an observation and what you could expect based off of my own personal analysis. Now, with that being said, the fact that we're already down about, let's see here, the fact we're down about 80% from all-time high. So that's a good number. At the very lowest peak, we were down about 83%, just nearly 84%. So we're already at those levels where a Bitcoin bottom could very easily be in place. We're just going to have to kind of watch and see. Now, the 3K area is about an 85% retrace. 2,500 is going to be about an 87%. 2,000 is going to be about a 90%. And then 1,800 is going to be almost a 91%. So really, these are my zone. I like to use what are called nice numbers when I look to accumulate because oftentimes BTC follows this. As we can see, we had a very strong support level at 3K. We had strong support and resistance levels at 2,500. Down here at 2,000. And then if we come down to 1,000, we have another one right here. So I like these nice numbers because they're a lot easier to use when it actually comes to accumulating your positions and taking those positions to begin with. So for the most part, you guys know where my positions are, and I'm just using nice numbers: 3,000, 2,500, 2,000, and I have some lower ones set at 1,800, just because of the fact there is still a support level there, and it is possible that we do go that low. So guys, this is what I'm watching for. I'm going to give you guys one final update just to give you guys something else to keep in mind before I wrap this video up. Now, what I'm going to go through here is analyze where potentially the bear market could end. Now, the reason for this is because a lot of people are sitting here claiming that the bull market is over because of the simple fact we're already seeing bullish movements in here. Bullish movements. We're just seeing a little bit of an impulse, but a lot of people, specifically the average retail investor, is calling for the bull market over. Now, something you guys need to keep a note of is this market is nowhere close to being out of the clear until we can break out of this major descending resistance here. Now, the reason why I use this is because most of this recent descending resistance held us throughout this time, which is why I indicate these lower highs that were met through here. Now, we did get that strong impulsive move, and I would expect us to bounce. My take profit zones followed in this range, and so if we can cleanly break about 5K, that's when I'm going to be looking to see a trend reversal in place. However, keep in mind, even if we keep consolidating here and we bounce higher, we won't be out of the clear until we can clear this descending resistance that's held us for so long in this bear market. So that's what I'm going to be watching out for. Don't get too excited during these times of just consolidation and choppy moves back and forth. Sure, a lot of altcoins look good and they look like they might be setting up. However, it is all dependent on Bitcoin, and so the best thing that we can do for ourselves in this time is look to be creating a strategy that's actually going to help when it comes to accumulating, and then just stick to that strategy and hold through all the way. I'm watching all of these markets play out, and the worst thing that I've ever been able to do for myself is just get too excited when I see things start to happen, whether it starts to prove me right or whatever. Just don't get too excited. Wait for total confirmation, which we will see. Once we break out of this major descending resistance, that's basically a gimme that the bull market's going to start. I mean, that's the trend reversal itself. And so the worst thing that you can do for yourself is, even while we're going lower and we're chopping back and forth, don't get too excited. Wait for a confirmational bounce, or whether we're going to get rejected and go lower at resistance, it's fine. Whatever happens, happens. Just do yourself a favor and create a plan and stick to that plan. That's always the biggest advice I can give you, because anytime you're kind of just freeballing it with the open market, that's how you get wrecked. Even if you're wrong with your trading plan, at least you're coming away learning something from making that mistake. So anyway, guys, this is what I had for you. So I figured today I would give you guys some nice analysis on where I'm actually going to be placing my own personal buy orders. pre-orders just to give you guys an in-depth look at what I'll be doing, just because of the fact it's always good to get an alternative perspective on things, especially during a crazy chaotic bear market like we have here. So one bit of advice I can give you guys: don't get too excited, stick to your own trading plan, and wait for confirmation, because we're very close to that deciding point. And even if we go lower, that just is a greater opportunity for you to be accumulating cheap Bitcoin. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you found this video helpful at any point throughout this, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more updates in the future. I really appreciate your guys' support so much here, and I'm super excited with how the markets are turning out. With that being said, I'll catch you guys to the next one. Peace out.